Welcome back to another episode of Cable Chatter. Today we will have Cheryl VanCamp, director of this year's Randy Players Play, A Christmas Carol radio play, on the show. But first, some community announcements. On Wednesday, November 23rd, and every Wednesday following, Town Square Cinema will be having $1 Movie Wednesdays at the cinema in Winchester, Indiana, from 6 to 9 p.m. Starting on Thursday, November 24th, and running through December 10th, Sickles Tree Farm will have a light show from 6 to 10 p.m. This is located at 6366 South US Highway 27 in Lynn, Indiana. On Friday, November 25th, the lighted parade will take place for the opening night of A Community Christmas at 5:30 p.m. This will be on the opening night for the light display at the park. The light display will be open nightly from November 25th through December 31st. On Thursday, December 1st, Wise Owls will be taking place from 10 to 11 a.m. at the Beeson Clubhouse in Winchester, Indiana. On Friday, December 2nd, the movie White Christmas will be shown with the host to give backstories of the movie. The cost will be $8 for a movie and dessert, $22 for a meal movie for couple, and $11 for single. This will take place at the Farmland Community Center, 100 North Main in Farmland, Indiana, 6:30 to 8 p.m. Also on Friday, December 2nd, First Friday will be taking place from 5:15 to 7 p.m. The location will be released at a later date. On Sunday, December 4th, Welcome Home for Christmas Cobblestone Market will be taking place from 2 to 6 p.m. on Franklin Street in Winchester, Indiana. On Tuesday, December 6th, A Christmas Walk will be taking place from 5 to 8 p.m. at the Farmland Community Center in Farmland, Indiana. On Friday, December 9th, the 9th annual Lights and Flights will be taking place from 6 to 11 p.m. at the Randolph County Airport, located at 2937 East State Road 32, Winchester, Indiana. Saturday, December 10th, Christmas on Main Street will take place from 2 to 6 p.m. Santa, carriage rides, face painting, letters to Santa, and more will be taking place. A tree lighting and prayer will take place at 6 p.m. This will be in Lynn, Indiana. There are a lot of events happening with the holiday season approaching. Go and check out some of these events that our community has to offer. Welcome back to Cable Chatter. I'm here with Blake Clevenger and Cheryl VanCamp to talk about the next Randy Players play. So, what is the play called?
The play is A Christmas Carol, but it is a radio play. So it's not just putting on A Christmas Carol, it's kind of a play within a play. A radio play is a radio station that is putting on the play A Christmas Carol. So that's what you'll see is what's happening at the radio station while they're broadcasting A Christmas Carol.
So what made you decide to choose that play?
Well, I very much enjoy Christmas. I really enjoyed doing a radio play a couple years ago, and so I went to Mr. Clevenger last year and wanted to put this play on. And then last year we were still kind of iffy about how things were going to go with COVID and having a crowd, so we kind of put it off a year, but so we brought it back up this year, and it's just one that I really think is a good way to kick off the Christmas season is with that play.
So when and where is it taking place?
It's going to be at Hoosier Place in the auditorium. It is going to run for 3 shows on Friday, December 2nd at 7 o'clock, on Saturday, December 3rd at 7, and then again on Sunday, December 4th at 2 o'clock. Okay,
and then how do people attend it? Like, do they have to buy tickets in advance? Can they buy them at the door?
Well, there's a fair number of options. If you see any of the cast members, you can ask them for tickets. If you end up at the school, you can get tickets from any of the offices at the school here. The State Farm Insurance, you can get them from Dennis Pratt. And if all else fails, you can absolutely get them at the door. Just walk into Hoosier Place and somebody will be there to get you your tickets and come enjoy the show.
And how much will they cost?
We waffled on that for a while. Why can't I remember that off the top of my head?
Settled if you're 11 or older, it's $7. 10 and under, it's $3.
Okay. And then for both of you, what was the hardest part of putting this together and making it happen?
Well, for me, I'm directing this one. And for me, trying to find a schedule to get everybody who's involved that could be there. Everybody has other things that are going on. So really just getting the time that we can get together and work on it. Most of the time we have the majority there, but a lot of times we don't have everybody there every rehearsal. So that's the hardest part, is trying to just get that schedule figured out.
I'd say in a kind of a long roundabout way. I mean, this is the third radio play we've done, kind of fourth. We did a little bit with KISS TV at one point, but the third one we've done. Found they're a lot of fun. The audience enjoys them and that interaction. You see the sound effects happening on stage, and just it's a ton of fun. But what we found as a cast, as Randy players, is that the shows come together fairly quickly. The benefit of it being a radio play is that in radio they would not expect you to not have a script, and so we have the scripts. Some of the challenges are finding voices for all the different parts you have, be that Tiny Tim or the Ghost of Christmas Past, or some random kid that goes to see Santa Claus. They're all finding those different voices is kind of a challenge, but we found that the radio plays come together fairly quickly. And this busy time of season, something that didn't take 3 months to put together, and a big set to build and lots of stuff to bring. The radio plays come together quickly, and it's that season. So, we're excited. For me, it's great to have somebody else direct. It's also taking your hands off the wheel, because I've done the last handful of shows, so it's letting that go. But we got a great cast, a lot of return cast members, one new, but it's going to be a great show. I'm excited.
So, who are the cast members?
Well, we have returning. We have Miss Jennifer Vincent. This is her second performance of the Randy Players, a much smaller performance than her last one. She was the lead in the Dilemmas with Dinner. We have Joe VanCamp returning. I don't know how he got on the stage. He's returning. Carrie Hinkle is returning as our sound effects specialist. She did a great job in the Hitchcock radio play. Really enjoyed stabbing pumpkins on stage. Myself, I'll be back up there. Melissa Adelsberger is returning. She was in our last radio play as well. Kind of almost put the whole same cast back together, just you're in front, and
Yes.
and then as far as new, Linda Puccini is coming back, and she's doing the piano pieces. This one has a little bit more piano, I think, than the last one.
It's
and
Steve Hinkle.
Steve Hinkle. Steve was also in Dilemmas with Dinner, and he's doing kind of the narration part that kind of fills in where are we, what does it look like. Because the challenge with a radio play is the set doesn't change. You just kind of have to imagine what it's going to be like, and so we do the sound effects and the music, and kind of tell the viewers, listeners what they're seeing. And then first time on stage is Jake Blush, and so he's doing a great job. I'm excited to work with him on stage and hopefully get him back there a few more times.
So have you directed anything else other than this one?
This is my first directing gig. So I brought the idea to Mr. Clevenger a couple years ago, and he said, well, why don't you direct it? And I said, okay. So this kind of happened, and decided to step in. And he's directed before and been on stage, and that's a lot. So I decided I just wanted to do the directing part and not be also on stage.
Now, with seeing the other people up there on stage and you directing it, have you missed that at all?
No, I'm good with trying to figure out, because, well, with directing, you're trying to figure out, okay, what can you do to tell them to do differently, or try to figure out what your vision of it is and what you can see, so you're not having to worry about both things. So I kind of like having just that one focus. Okay, what do I need to, what am I hearing, what am I seeing, what can I do to help them?
So do you plan on directing more in the future, or do you think you're going to want to go back up on stage?
I definitely will want to go back up on stage. I don't know that I'd want to direct a regular play. The radio play, that works for me. I'm not sure I want that full.
It's the full show.
Full show.
That's
not at this
thing.
point. Yeah.
So if you don't want to direct, you're just going to pick a radio play next time?
If he wants me to direct, it's going to be a radio play for a while. But not that I would never do that, but at this point, that's kind of where I'm at as far as being comfortable with what I'm doing.
So what's your guys' favorite parts of putting this together and being around all the people?
I just really enjoy. This is a great group of people to work with. Most of them I worked with in the Hitchcock radio play or Dilemmas with Dinner. We just have a lot of fun. The first couple read-throughs they were just at my house around the table, and just figuring out the voices. You just have a lot of fun, a lot of laughing, a lot of joking, just working together. So it's just a really good time being around a really good group of people.
And that's absolutely true. It's bringing it together. The Hitchcock radio play we did was a ton of fun. We did a few years before that. We did It's a Wonderful Life, and totally different cast, good people, just different chemistry. And so the chemistry I think that we have here, not that one was bad, just different. And so the chemistry we have here is just it's a ton of fun, and that's going to come through just loud and clear through the microphones, through sitting there and seeing and absorbing the show. And so working with everybody, and like Cheryl said, just having people kind of come and go with schedules. I haven't been up there when the piano's been there, and so I'm excited. We're going up tonight to practice. I'm excited to experience the whole thing kind of brand new with musical undertones and everything else, and so that'll really bring it out, I think. So
he's going to love singing the commercial jingles that he hasn't had a chance to do yet.
Oh, so you're going to have to sing them?
That is what I'm told. Yeah.
Can you give us a little?
No, I got nothing.
Oh, so you don't even know them
no,
yet?
I have not. Like I said, I've been gone for a couple of days at a conference and stuff, so the piano was sitting there, but there was no one at the piano. So tonight will be my first experience with the piano, and we've sang through it poorly. But I'm excited. The ads are great. They're a ton of fun, and it gives us a chance to kind of ham things up a little that aren't that are not part of the Christmas Carol, because that has that's a classic show, and we want to keep that
Yeah, within the radio play, they have built-in commercials that are commercials that the radio station would put on. So that's part of the script. So there's a set jingles for these sponsors, and they're learning them.
Oh yeah, that'll be good.
So what are you guys most excited about with like actually having people see the finished product of the play?
I mean, it's always, I mean, it's almost pretty much what you said, just the finished product, the full culmination, because there's always, as you go through practice and tweak little bits and pieces, and each person usually they have this one bit there, they do it a certain way that, they're like, I'm really hoping, that gets a laugh or that gets the reaction that I'm looking for. And so it's kind of there's ups and downs, and some nights you'll deliver the line the exact same way, you'll deliver it like you did on Friday and it got laughs, and Saturday it just falls. Each audience is different in the way you kind of get that build that relationship with that audience and their response.
I'm excited for people to get that feel of it's supposed to be set in the 40s. So to kind of get that experience of thinking about this is how a radio show would have been done. The sound effects, they don't just have a sound effects they pull up on a computer. So Carrie Hinkle's job as sound effects, she has chains and she has bells and she has to slam the door. And so just to kind of be brought back into that era of this is how that show would have been put on, and you get to see that as an audience. And so that's kind of exciting to me that you kind of get that pullback feeling into a different era.
Yeah, you can easily go, it's a radio play, so I'm going to stand there, I'm going to pay to go sit down and watch people read things into a microphone. No, it's the whole experience. There's lots going on. The cast will, like the Hitchcock play, we were changing hats and throwing on some light costumes to kind of help us get into that mindset, and so that in facial expressions and all the stuff. So,
well, and the audience is supposed to be the studio audience at the radio station. So they did have audiences like that, and at the beginning the stage manager, even addresses the studio audience.
And then, so are you just doing the jingles, or do you have another part on top of that?
So one of the neat things, and like I said about the voices, there's 5 of us on stage, and Christmas Carol has a lot of parts.
Yes.
And we have one person who primarily is Scrooge. That's generally his part for the whole thing, because that's a big piece of it. But then the rest of us pick up all the other pieces. Whether that's Ghost of Christmas Past, Ghost of Christmas Future, Present, Bob Cratchit. Each person's going to have their own part, and sometimes on occasion you're talking to yourself, which is a bit of a weird feeling. You kind of change the way you do things and maybe spin around the mic and you're moving up there talking to yourself. And so just trying to do different voices to not only tell the audience that it's a different person, but also imagining that if there was a listener, that it's a different person. So because when you look at the script to go order it, it's like cast of 5 or 23. So, and anywhere in the middle, because you can carve it up. We've made not changes to the script, but we've assigned different roles to a couple of different people, just to kind of give a little bit more breathing room, or give this person a little bit more and change things.
Is there anything else you guys would like to add?
It's going to be a great show.
Yeah. We picked the first weekend in December too, because that kind of kicks off the Christmas season. And in my mind, people can come see the show that Friday night, Saturday night, and then go out to the park, see the lights. So to me, it's a really good start to the Christmas season. So I think everybody should come see it and get into that Christmas feel.
Okay, well, thank you guys for coming, and thank you for watching Cable Chatter.